Good afternoon, fam. It's your girl, Miss Diva Truck, and I'm coming to you tonight with another video. So we're going to be rolling this out all the time. I will be going live on all three platforms, which will be Facebook, which will be Miss Diva Trucker page, and will also be YouTube. Okay, so I'm gonna try to bring you as many topics as I possibly can. So tonight's discussion is going to talk about, let me move this over here. Because, let's see. Okay. Tonight's discussion is going, let me go to comments because it's over here. Okay. Hey. All right. I see y'all. I see YouTube. It's already showed up. Okay. Tonight's conversation has to do with CBD oil, CBD, the use of CBD oils. What does the Clearinghouse, the drug and alcohol clearinghouse says that happens if a truck driver takes it and tests and get positive, okay? The reason that I am talking about this subject is because in recruiting, and I have over 48 companies, okay? And I want drivers to understand that in recruiting, I do not have a company that will take you after you failed a drug test. Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's marijuana, THC, whatever the case may be, whatever the drug may be, they will not take you. Okay. So this is why it's so important, so that everybody understands that even if the product says no THC is in the product, it is not a guarantee, okay? That's what I want you to understand. The companies cannot guarantee that there is no THC in the product. So just because it says it on the label doesn't mean that it's not a chance that it can happen, okay? So what I'm also saying is there's a false narrative as far as if you take this product and if you take this product, I see you, Frank, I'm gonna answer your question. If you take this product, right, and it says on the bottle, no THC, and you fail the drug test, you are considered a failed drug test for, I think it's coming up, maybe marijuana or THC. Ooh, y'all, my contact was getting ready to fall out. Okay, so I think it's coming up, but you will test positive. So the best advice, suggestion that I can give you is to stay away from it, period. The issue that I have is that someone made a comment earlier, people don't feel sorry for drivers that get tested positive for CBD oil, marijuana, anything, okay? There's a lot of people that do not have any sympathy for you whatsoever, okay? And they have voiced their opinions. And with this topic, everybody has a right to their opinion and how they feel about different issues. That's your God-given right? But sometimes there are issues that's going on that we should have in a place to correct the outcome when this stuff happens that we do not have, okay? My issue is that there's not a program in a place. There's a SAP program, right? There's a SAP program that is in place and the false narrative is that drivers are told once they fail the drug test for THC or whatever the case may be, they're being told that they need to go and complete the SAP program, right? Substance abuse program, right? So the thing is, the SAP program can cost up to anywhere between, I don't know, somebody just told me they spent $600, $800, on a SAP program, right? So you're spending this money on a SAP program because you're hoping to get what is called a return to duty status, right? So you go and you do everything that you're supposed to do, and you test clean, okay, and you are able to return to duty. What the SAP program does is they will have a meeting with you. They will talk to you to see if they think that you have a problem, or is this a one-time thing, or they will also make recommendations of how often that you should be drug tested, right? So that could be every other week, that could be once a month, that could be random, it could be anything, but they have to put a plan in place for your drug testing from now on, and you must comply with that. So you would think to yourself, okay, I just paid $800 or $600 to a SAP program. I've met all the qualifications that I'm supposed to meet. Now I'm able to test negative, right? Now it should be a plan for me to go back to work, right? You should have a return to duty status, right? So you should be able to go back and work somewhere. But I do not, out of 48 companies, I don't have anybody that has a SAP program that allows drivers to come back to work after they completed the SAP program. So, and there's not a list of companies, so you're not just going around putting in applications at all these companies that's not going to hire you anyway. The change that I would like to see is if you have a system in place for someone who has failed the drug test for THC or for the THC, right? If you have that system in place, why have a SAP program in place where you're charging drivers $600 to $800 for the SAP program to return to duty, and they can't return to duty anywhere? Okay, that's a failed system, because the thing is for you to go get assistance, help to see if there's a problem, and if this is not a problem and this is something that happened, just a one-time thing, you should be able to go back to return a duty status. If you're not able to do that, then why are we taking the SAP in the first place? Okay, or why isn't someone saying, here's a list of companies that you can go to once you take the everything that you are supposed to do to go back to work. Here's a company that will accept you. They may have cameras in the truck. They may make you team. You know, you may have to go take your drug test every other week at your expense. You know, that could be an option, but there's no option after the completion of the SAP program. So I really feel that that is a waste of drivers' time and money, because it gives them the hope that they are going to be able to return to work, right? And there's not a lot of companies that will accept you with a failed drug test. Okay. The other issue that I have with it is someone made a comment, and it's like, truck drivers are grown. They are adults. They should know. My issue is if the CBD oil is causing an increase in drivers to fail the drug test, then why is it sold at your major truck stops, such as your Loves, your Petro, your Flying J, and your Pilot? Okay, if you go into the truck stop at the Loves, Pilot, Flying J, any of those major truck stops, you see it everywhere. CBD oil, CBD oil, CBD oil, CBD oil, you know. So if it's sitting there at the truck stop where the drivers come in and pay for their fuel or whatever the case may be, some of them are thinking that if it's sold at the Loves, it must be okay to take. And it's still not okay to take, because nobody is going to guarantee you, no company is going to guarantee that there's no THC in it. Okay, now common sense as an adult, somebody said, well, we shouldn't have to babysit truck drivers. We shouldn't have to tell truck drivers that they shouldn't be taking these things anyway. It's just like alcohol. Alcohol is dangerous for you. You can get drunk off of alcohol. We don't have to tell them to not to drink alcohol. But alcohol is legal, okay? The CBD oil with the THC is not legal. It's still going to make you fail that drug test. And it's just out there so much that it is very hard and it's very confusing to truck drivers that are not aware that this can make you fail a drug test. Okay, time and time again, every time, mostly that I talk to drivers on the phone, is that the only thing that they take in is CBD oil. So that tells me that there's a problem. And if I'm seeing as a recruiter, okay, because 2 years ago, whatever the case may be, there was not that many people that I saw that was failing drug tests through whatever the case may be. You would get them maybe when they first got hired at a company, or they first got in the industry, or whatever the case may be. Yes, it was more common for when you first got into the industry of trucking than it is now, as you have drivers that's been on the road for 5-10 years. My issue is that the drivers don't have any incidents. They don't have any tickets. They don't have any violations. They've had a clean driving record. And this failure of the drug test is going to stay on your record for 5 years. Okay. I feel like the SAP program is put in place, and it's just another thing to take drivers' money, and there's nothing you can do about it, because it is a requirement that you do take that course. But what they don't tell you is that not a lot of companies will hire you. And if that's the case, that not a lot of companies will hire you after you completed the SAP program, then why don't they have a list of companies that will hire you? Because that will save you a lot of time and effort, okay, of putting your name and your application out there, and you're being told no, 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 no. Okay, so I know that. I know that you can eat the drivers be smoking weed, lying, saying they taking CBD. Oh my God. They got the gummy bears. They got, it's all kinds of things. I don't know all the stuff that they have, but it is very attractive. I mean, you have these stores all over the place, and it's very attractive that a person that has, and I'm just not talking about truck drivers. I'm talking about anybody that has a commercial driver's license, right? Anybody that has a commercial, that could be a limousine driver, that could be a bus driver, that could be anybody that carries a Class B. We all have to register for the Clearinghouse, okay? As of January 2020. If you haven't done that, it's real simple. I will put the link in the description box so you can do it, okay? But if you haven't done it, It's real simple to do. And Damon, that list that you're talking about that are online of people that will hire you, I have companies that will hire you when you completed a SAP program, but here's the catch. They won't hire you for 5 years, okay? They won't hire you for 5 years. So now, if you are currently working or whatever the case may be before January 2020, you may not be in the clearinghouse. I mean, you may not have registered for it, but it will come a time if you are trying to get another job and you're trying to get hired somewhere else, it's going to say you're not registered. We can't hire you until you register for the clearinghouse. This failed drug test, I want each and every one of you to know from the DOT that it says, I want to make sure that I read it correctly because it will stay, okay, where does it tell me how long it will stay on your record? 5 years, reporting violations. Let's go to violations. And if you have not been on the Clearinghouse FMCSA, I would suggest that you do go on there. Let's see. How long? What does it say? I just had it earlier. I'm sorry. And you will also be able to see in there if you have a failed test or not. Now, if you are a owner operator, right? Okay, you work for your own self. You have your own authority. You are required by the FMCSA to register for a drug and alcohol third-party tester, okay? It's a part of your audit that you have to have a drug and alcohol in effect if you under your own authority. So that is places like, what is it? Concentra, those places, and then you just pay as you go for the test, okay? But you do have to have that set up if you have your own authority, okay? These things will also happen to you. You're not exempt if you're under your own authority. Some things that can happen to you is that your insurance rate may go up. They will require you to take some the SAP program as well. And it will be on your record for 5 years. That is to the owner, the person under your authority as well. It will show up as a failed drug test in your SAFER report. Okay. Let me see. But yes, it's in here and it tells you that how long it will stay on your report. Let me see, is it under driving data? But if I'm not mistaken, anything that's happened before January 2020 is not on here. It only reports to anything that is after January the 20th. But this, to me, is not well explained or talked about. And a lot of times we only hear about it after I hear about it, after a person tests positive or failed the test. Those are not family members yet, so I don't think they are reportable, just urine testing. Yeah, it's just it's just when you go take your urine test. So when you're going for a job, if you're going for don't use drugs. So don't use drugs. Yeah, but I mean, the bottom line is, if you are a truck driver, if you have a commercial driver's license, you know that you are not supposed to be taking anything that can affect your judgment. So if you should not be taking a chance, okay, especially with this CBD oil, even if it says it doesn't have THC in it. Drivers, do not risk taking that stuff, taking the candy or the gum or whatever the case may be. Don't risk taking that stuff to fail that test and then have to go through the SAP program, then for it to be on your record for 5 years. And then not only that, you are going to have the hardest time getting placed at a company, okay? Especially if it's a good company that, pays well and you want to work for, okay? Now, I do have companies that will accept you, but they will not accept you unless your SAP is 5 years old, okay? So after 5 years, yes, so they say that they have a program in place to accept drivers to return to duty, but the catch is it's not for 5 years, okay? So it could, so driver who failed run under an owner op just chimed in. Yeah, if a driver that fails a drug test, one of the things that they could do is run under a owner operator, but there's not that many owner operators that's going to take that risk, okay? Because if you're showing one failed driver and you only got 2 people in the fleet, they're not going to be willing to take that risk. Also, when you go to get your authority, you have to do your insurance, right? So if I have my own carrier authority and I go and do my insurance, the first thing that they're going to ask me is the name of the driver, his information, how long he's been driving, and then they're going to run, the insurance company are going to run the checks, okay? So they're going to see that it'll be on your safer report of the FMCSA. It'll say, anybody ever failed a drug test? It'll be right there under that DOT number, under that DOT number. So the thing that I wanted to just express to you guys today is knowledge is everything. And the more we know, the more that we are able to stay away from these things. I would wish that it was just, blasted out there to everybody. Don't. And the FMCSA, they did send out an alert to let drivers know that please do not take this stuff, even if it says no THC. Okay? Even if it says no THC. All right. Any questions? That was the topic for tonight. I do not want to take up a lot of your time tonight because I really don't think that we should have to spend an hour on not taking the CBD oil, okay? There are companies out there. I just don't know a lot of them. So if I'm able to get a list of people or companies, I will be more than happy to share that with you. But I have people that will accept you, but they won't accept. Some won't accept you for 5 years. Some won't accept you for 10 years. Okay. So that's their little way of saying, yeah, we accept people that have completed the SAP program. We'll review everybody, and at the end of the day, it's we'll review you, but we're going to review you after 5 years, just like they do with the felons. Okay, they'll say, we felony friendly. We will accept you if you're a felon, but the stipulation is 7 years from the conviction date or the parole date. So, you caught either way. They like you could just the perception is a lot of people think that you could just get out of jail and go get a CDL job, and it's really hard. Not saying that there aren't companies out there that will hire you. It's just slim. And when I say slim, it's because nobody wants to take that risk onto their authority. Nobody wants to take that risk under their whatever. But I have never failed a drug test, but I never knew it was a requirement to sign up for the Clearinghouse. Yes, it is a requirement. You can go to clearinghouse.fmcsa.gov. A lot of you all will find out about it if you try to move from one job to the next. And if you have not already registered, they will tell you to register, because I cannot pull your information if you don't consent to it. Okay. So you will know, at least with the Clearinghouse, the FMCSA, at least you will know before anybody else will know. Okay. We got to request, you have to sign to say that we can get your information. You have to say that it's okay. So you will see it. You will see it before any company will. So when you go in there, and unless you're at the company or whatever, but you'll see it. You can see your history right there. Okay. So yes, protect your career. Don't buy any CBD oil, gummy bears, candy. What they got? Chocolates, brownies. Somebody said brownies, cookies, cakes, whatever the case may be. If it says that, just don't take it. My CDL won't verify on there, and I called and left emails with no response. Yeah, they got a help desk. I haven't had anybody that had any problems with registering, but it may be your email or something. You might want to try a different email. But if you don't have any questions for me, I just wanted to bring that to the forefront because of the platform, being so many drivers are on this platform, that I wanted to make each and every one of you all aware, because I'm still getting calls of people not understanding why, if they failed the drug test and took the SAP program, that they're still not going to be able to get hired. Okay. I do not have a list of people or companies or whatever the case may be that will hire you right away after the SAP program. So driver beware, each one teach one. And other than that, peace, love, joy, and happiness. And I'm out of here. Tomorrow night at same time at 6:00. We're going to be talking about your business credit. Okay. Drivers, y'all had supposed to got your business set up. You supposed to have been establishing your credit. We had talked about that. If you did that when I first did it, then you should have a 80 paydex score. Okay. If you did the things that I told you to do when I first started, you should now have 3 trade lines reporting, and you should have an 80 paydex score. 80 paydex score, say what? Low risk. Okay. Also, you should have a experience score. Okay. That is good. Low risk. You should have got that already. Also, you should have a Equifax business score. Okay. And right now, it shows I got 3 trade line accounts showing. Okay. We need to start moving to the next level of your business credit. So once you start getting those 3 trade lines, we're going to go to the next step. Okay. So we will talk about that tomorrow. We will also talk about sending out your credit letters, right? Come on, y'all. Y'all got to join me. We're trying to get our personal credit together. We're trying to get our business credit together. So in order for you to do that, you're going to have to tune in and get these things taken care of, okay? There's no excuse. Let's work on the personal credit. Let's work on the business credit. Let's do it ourselves, all right? Sit down, do it, print it out, mail it off, and let's go, okay? All right, so that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. We're going to have a conversation about business credit. I will be answering all your questions about if you have, about your LLC, about your tax ID number, about your bank account, about your whatever question that you want me to answer for you on building your personal along with your business and how to get where we are now. For the ones that started with me 3 months ago, okay, when we first set all this stuff up. Right now, if you clicked on them links that I had gave you before, you should have an 80 paydex score by now, okay? So we need to move to the next level. Those who have not done that, please catch up. And we're trying to get our business organized so we can move to the next level of financing, getting our credit together, buying trucks, getting our authorities, and being in business on our own, right? Each one teach one. We start at the beginning. I don't care where you at right now in your credit. You can change that. All right. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace, love, joy, happiness. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed night. Bye. Oh, I'll put the link of the Clearinghouse. Hold on. I'm going to put the link of the Clearinghouse right there in the chat so y'all can go and look at it yourself. I know y'all love to go and read stuff like this. Makes y'all excited. But there you go. All right. That's the link to the Clearinghouse. Go in and log in. It doesn't take you but 5 minutes to be set up, and you can already see your stuff in there. All right. Free for drivers. So you can already see your stuff in there. So what we're doing, we're not doing any CBD oil, right? No CBD oil, no candy, no spray, no deodorant, no, I don't know what they got. But whatever it is, if it says CBD on it, you don't want it, okay? Don't go in the store, and definitely don't go to Vegas. Lord have mercy. I got off the plane in Vegas and the whole town smelled like weed, okay? It's like, oh my God, it's just overpowering, you know? And it's just, I was like, oh my God, is everybody high? So, but other than that, guys, be safe out there, protect your career, protect your CDL. Let's get our credit up. Let's get our business started and organized, and let's move to the next level. Peace, love, joy, happiness. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed night. Bye.